Okay, now start unit number 2, that is demand analysis. In the last unit, we have studied the basic concepts of economics. Economics is the study of human behavior, while the economy is the place where the distribution of the production of the goods and services, then distribution of it, and the end user can be utilized or can be consumed all the goods and services. Then we have discussed that what is managerial economics. So the managerial economics is the application of economic theory, economic concepts. There are various economic theories and economic concepts are available, which can be helped to the management to analyze the economical situation or the changing behavior of the human beings. So it can be easily identified whether that particular product is profitable to produce or not. It can be decided on the basis of economic study. Economic study, it means the study of the human behavior, whether that particular product has demand or not. So in this topic, that is demand analysis, we have to understand first the basic concepts of demand. See, the success of a business largely depends on sales. Sales depends on market demand behavior. Market demand analysis is a core topic in managerial economics. So, for it seeks to search out and measure the determinants of demand, thus forces governing sales of a product. As we know that for the purpose of every business organization has one motive to start the business is what, to earn the maximum profit, and the profit is depend on the sales, and sales is depend on the market demand. So for that purpose we have to know what is demand, what is market demand. See, market demand analysis serves the following managerial purposes. Which purposes? See, it is an important technique for sales forecasting with a sound base and greater accuracy. समजा आता तुम्ही एखादं प्रोडक्शन करणार असाल आणि त्या प्रोडक्शनमध्ये नुसतंच तुम्ही म्हणजे एखादी कंपनी स्टार्ट केली तुमची स्वतःची, एखादी मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री केली आणि नुसतेच तुम्ही प्रोडक्ट त्याच्यामध्ये प्रोड्यूस करणार आहे का? You have to analyze first whether that product has market demand or not. So for that purpose is an important technique for sales forecasting with a sound base and greater accuracy. Then it provides a guideline for demand manipulation through advertising and sales promotion programs. So it shows direction to product planning and product improvement. Whether once you have cleared that that particular product has a market demand, or so that accordingly you can improve the quality of that product as well as the efficiency of your production strategy. So this will be definitely help you out while taking the decisions of demand. Again, it is an anchor for the pricing policy. If you want to decide the price of the particular product, for that purpose you have to analyze first the pricing policy. Pricing policy which can be comes under the microeconomic in nature. Microeconomics, everyone knows that microeconomics is the study of small individual group of the peoples of or the group of the industries. Similarly, it indicates the size of the market for given product and the market share of the concerned firms. It reflects the scope of business expansion as well as the competitive position of the firm in market trend. So for that purpose, we have to learn the basic concepts, law and theory of demand to understand whether the consumer behavior first, and then discuss the main ideas about the demand elasticity, demand estimation, and demand forecasting as applied in business decision making. See, this topic is very important and it is very simple topic to understand. Then what is demand? See, what is demand? Now see, demand for a commodity refers to a quantity of a commodity which a consumer is willing to buy at a given price in a given period of time. डिमांड म्हणजे असं नुसतं हे नाही, की बुवा एखाद्या वस्तूची मार्केटमध्ये डिमांड आहे. जसं आपण म्हणतो, की Samsung मोबाईल आहे, त्याची मार्केटमध्ये डिमांड आहे. तशी डिमांड कधीच कॅल्क्युलेट केल्या जात नाही. डिमांड इज व्हॉट? इट इज डिझायर. डिझायर ती एखादी वस्तू घ्यायची तुमची इच्छा असली पाहिजे. दॅट डिझायर प्लस ॲबिलिटी टू पे. You have a paying capacity, then actual willingness to spend. Some people having the ability to pay but they are not willing to pay, or they are not willing to spend their money on that particular things. So when these three procedures are complete, then we can say that yes, this product has a wide demand in the market structure. It means the desire of the product, ability to pay for that product, and willingness to spend for for that particular product. So demand is a relative concept, not absolute. It means when demand completes, when you have a desire for a particular product, then you have a ability to pay and then actual willingness to spend. So it is related to price, time, and place. These three things are very important. The demand for a commodity refers to the amount of it which will be bought per unit of time at a particular price in the particular market. So, market demand, individual demand, and aggregate demand. That three kinds of a demand should be taken into consideration while deciding the production strategy. Then, see the determinants of demand, which is very important part and which is a very important question for your examination point of view. तुम्हाला एक्झाममध्ये कदाचित विचारू शकतात की राईट डाऊन द डिटर्मिनंट्स ऑफ डिमांड. सो सी फर्स्ट इज प्राइस ऑफ द गुड्स. Price is the basic factor. A consumer usually decides to buy with consideration of price. See, this is a simple habit of human beings. We have to decide. We know the paying capacity of ourselves. So for that purpose, we have to first come to know that the price of that particular product. So price is the basic factor, and a consumer usually decides to buy with consideration of price. So more quantity is demanded at low prices and less is purchased at high prices. समजा आपल्याला माहिती आहे की समजा आपण बल्कमध्ये जर एखादी गोष्ट घ्यायची म्हटली तर त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला ती कमी प्राईस होते. समजा एखादा प्रोडक्ट आहे जे तुम्ही एकदम भरपूर क्वांटिटीमध्ये घेतलं तर ऑब्व्हियसली त्याची प्राईस ही कमी होते. आणि सेम समजा कमी क्वांटिटीमध्ये घ्यायचे असतील तर त्याच प्रोडक्टची प्राईस ही जास्त असते. सो प्राईस ऑफ द गुड्स विच इज द मेन फॅक्टर or which is the determinant. Determinants mean price is that factor which affects to the demand. Okay, so income, again the income of the consumer, which is very important factor. See, a buyer's income determines his or her purchasing capacity. Income is therefore an important determinant of demand. Obviously, with the increase in income, one can buy more goods. Rich consumers usually demand more and more goods than poor customers. So, demand for luxurious and expensive goods is related to income. Understand? See, first determinant is price of the goods. So whether the price is low or high, which determines the demand. If you want to purchase higher quantity of the product, then the price should be low. But exactly when you want to purchase the low quantity of product, then the price will be high. Then second factor is income of the people. Income of the people also affects to the also affects to the demand, because rich consumers usually demand more and more goods than the poor consumers, which is demand for luxurious and expensive goods is specially related to income. Three, uh, price of related goods, or we can say that the taste habits and preferences also plays an important role in deciding the or it affects to the demand. See, the demand for many goods depends on the person's taste, habits, and preferences. So, demand for several products like ice cream, chocolates, beverages, and so on depends on individual's taste. Demand for tea, betel, cigarettes, tobacco, etc. matter of habits. So, taste, habits, and preferences. These are also effects to the demand. See, let's see. We have to take one example. See, law according to the law of demand, which I have explained you in the last lecture. The law of demand means what? It indicates an inverse relationship between price and demand. As the price is less, then demand is higher. But if the price is higher, then demand is less for that particular quantity. But similarly, when we are talking about the habitual things, say for example alcohol, we know that the prices of the alcohol is higher, but as per our law, demand should be डिमांड काय व्हायला पाहिजे, कमी व्हायला पाहिजे, की प्राइस जास्त आहे अल्कोहोलची. बट इन दॅट केस, बिकॉज द हॅबिच्युअल प्रोडक्ट्स, सिगारेट्स, अल्कोहोल्स, these are the habitual products. If prices of that alcohol and cigarettes increases, it will not affect to the demand because of the habits. So taste habits and preferences of the human beings or of the consumers also affects to the demand, uh, also affects the demand. Same, the other factors like distribution, population, growth. Yes, these are also plays an important role. Again, people with different taste habits have different preferences for different goods. So other factors like distribution of income, population growth, etc. also may affect. So take one example. A strict vegetarian will have no demand for meat at any price. So whereas a non-vegetarian who has liking for chicken may demand it. So even at a high price. So similarly is the case with demand for cigarettes by non-smokers to smokers. Also it will be varies from person to person. ओके. देन द रिलेटिव्ह प्राइजेस म्हणजे या पॉईंट्स लक्षात आला का, या पॉईंट्समध्ये का इट इंडिकेट्स दॅट जसं आता आपण म्हटलं की हॅबिच्युअल थिंग्स म्हणजे ज्यांना हॅबिट्स आहे अल्कोहोल आणि सिगारेटची, त्या केसमध्ये जर कधी प्राईस वाढली, ठीक आहे, तरी सुद्धा त्यांच्या डिमांड काही कमी होत नाही, डिमांड ही वाढतेच. पण एक्झॅक्टली जे नॉन स्मोकर्स आहेत, जे नॉन अल्कोहोलिक आहेत, त्यांच्या दृष्टीने प्राईस कमी झाली काय वाढली काय, त्यांच्या डिमांडवर काही फरक पडत नाही. सो इट इंडिकेट्स द प्राइस ऑफ रिलेटेड goods. Even the factors like distribution, income, population growth will also affect the demand. Then relative price of other goods, substitutes and complementary products. So how much the consumer would like to buy of a given commodity also depends on the relative price of the other related goods such as substitute. We can say that here substitutes are complementary goods. So similarly, the demand for a commodity is also affected by its complementary product when in order to satisfy a given want. Two or more goods are needed in combination. So these goods are referred to as complementary goods. For example, car and petrol, pen and ink, tea and sugar, shoes and socks. So these are dependable products. समजा चहा घ्यायचा आहे पण साखरच नसेल तर चालणार नाही. सो टी अँड शुगर डिपेंड. कार आणि पेट्रोल, कार आहे पण पेट्रोलच नाही आहे तर कारचा उपयोग आहे का, नाही. नुसतं पेट्रोल आहे पण गाड्याच नाही आहेत, काही उपयोग आहे का, नाही. सो दॅट रिलेटिव्हली प्रोडक्ट ऑल्सो अफेक्ट्स द डिमांड ऑफ द पर्टिक्युलर प्रायडक्ट. So these are the factors which determines the demand. See, then the most important part is types of demand. See, here price demand, yes, price demand. Price demand refers to the different quantities of the commodity. Simply say that types of demand. Demand is related with price, income, ठीक है, and habits of the people. So first type is what? Price demand. So price demand, what it refers to the different quantities of the commodity or service which consumers will purchase at a given time and at given prices. So assuming other things remaining the same, it is the price demand with which people are mostly concerned, and as such price demand is an important notion in economics. See, other things remaining constant, it means it has a assumption. It is to be assumed that other things remain constant. It means income of the people remain constant. Then and then only the price will affect to the demand. So price demand has inverse relationship with the price. As the price of commodity increases, its demand falls, and as the price decreases, its demand rises. Second is income demand, because see, the price of the product affects the demand, so that's why it is a type first. Also, income of the people affects the demand. It means it is a type number two, income demand. So, income demand refers to the different quantities of a commodity or service which consumers will buy at different levels of income. Assuming here also, assuming other things remaining constant, it means the income of the people remain constant. But in practice, it is really possible, or it is acceptable? No, but that is the another part that I will explain you in the next topic. So usually the demand for a commodity increases as the income of a person increases, unless the commodity happens to be an inferior product. For example, coarse grain, जसं आपण जे म्हणतो ना की इन्फेरियन्स जे काही ग्रेन आहे इज अ चीप और इन्फेरियर कमोडिटी. So the demand for such commodities decreases as the income of person increases. माणसाचं उत्पन्न वाढलं की तो अशा छोट्या छोट्या गोष्टी खात नाही. So the demand for inferior or cheap goods is inversely related with the income. So that's why here they can say that if the incomes of the people remain constant, then it will affect to the demand. So that's why it is a type number two, which indicates that as the income of the people changes, so it will changes the demand of the product. And number three is a cross demand, which is very important. Cross demand, just I have given you the one example. Cross, here cross indicates tea and coffee, car and petrol. So it is a cross demand. See, if you have a car, okay, but but it requires the petrol, but the prices of the petrol increases, तर त्या पेट्रोलची डिमांड कमी होणार आहे का? नाही. Because you have a car, so you need to fill petrol in your car. So as the prices of the petrol increases, but there is a no impact of falling, hey, no impact in declining any declining the demand of the petrol. So again, the second example is tea and sugar, which is important. Okay, tea required, the tea powder and sugar. So as the one product or one cross substitute has increases the prices, so it will not affect to the demand of that particular, again, the product, because it comes under the cross demand. So in case of substitutes, when the price of one related commodity rises, the demand of the other related commodity increases and vice versa. So that is these three types of demand, that is price demand, income demand and cross demand. See then, okay, again the another types of demand that we have to know. So these types of demand are related with the price, income and cross. Okay, which is the part of their determinants of the demand, or that factors may affect to the demand. Here, types of demand, first is autonomous and derived demand. Second is industry and company demand. And third one is joint and rival demand. See, here, autonomous demand. Example baga. See the examples. You can easily understand. Autonomous demand refers to the demand for a product which is wanted for itself. जसं demand for food, clothes. आपल्याला स्वतःसाठी पाहिजे असतात. That comes under the autonomous demand. Again, the derived demands is derived from the other direct demands. So demand for a plot is direct demand, but demand for a bricks is derived demand. Okay, understand? There is a direct demand plot, and when you are talking about the bricks, so it is a derived demand. Again, industry and company demand. So industry demand is the total demand for a product for a particular industry. Say for example, total demand of a two-wheeler. So overall industry demand should be considered. Demand of any particular brand. So you can say that demand for Honda, demand for Hero, demand for Samsung product, demand for Tata product, demand for Ashok Leyland product, demand. So particular brand here, the company demand indicates the particular brand. So demand of any particular brand is the company demand. Okay, so or we can say that it indicates the goodwill of the company. Then number three is joint and rival demand. When the goods are used together to satisfy a particular want known as joint demand. See, when a goods are used together to satisfy a particular want known as joint demand. So it is no good having a printer without the ink to go with it. समजा प्रिंटर आहे पण त्या प्रिंटरमध्ये जर इंकच नसेल, कार्ट्रिजच नसेल, so similarly ink cartridges are no use without a printer. सो इट इज अ इंटर्न दॅट इज जॉईंट डिमांड. म्हणजे प्रिंटर घेतलं असेल तर कार्ट्रिज लागणार, कार्ट्रिज लागलं तर कार्ट्रिजमध्ये इंकसुद्धा लागणार. पण कार्ट्रिज आहे, इंक पण टाकली आहे, प्रिंटरच नसेल तर चालणार आहे का? नाही. सो दॅट इज जॉईंट डिमांड. अगेन रायवल डिमांड. So rival demand refers to the case of product which is determined for two or more customers. सिमेंटचा यूज भरपूर गोष्टीसाठी होतो. रस्ते बनवण्यासाठी होतो, घरं बनवण्यासाठी होतो. अजून एखाद्या वेळेला आपले छोटे काही हे असतात, एखादी वस्तू पक्की करण्यासाठी सुद्धा त्याचा सिमेंटचा वापर केला जातो. सो टू ऑर मोर पर्पजेस विच इंडिकेट्स. असे सिमेंटचं सारखं अजून कुठलं एक्झाम्पल तुम्ही देऊ शकतात? फेविकॉल हे पण एक एक्झाम्पल आहे. त्याचाही वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टींसाठी फक्त चिपकवणे हाच एक आहे का? अजून त्याचे काय काय उपयोग आहेत ते तुम्ही बघा. जसं तुम्ही मध मध म्हणू शकता, त्याची त्याचे पण वेगवेगळे बेनिफिट्स ज्याला आपण म्हणतो ते तुम्ही इथे सांगू शकता. Then different types of goods. But before starting this point, I would like to ask you that have you understand this demand? What is demand? Please write in the chat box. Have you understand what is demand? Demand is desire plus ability to pay and willingness to spend. Yes, Durga, very good. See, what is demand? So demand is desire plus ability to play plus willingness to spend. Demand factors of demand or determinants, the income of the people, price of the product, substitutes, taste, habit, preferences. So these are the factors or these are the determinants of demand. Then types of demand: income, price, and cross demand. Then another three types of demand, that is autonomous, derived, that company branding demand, then rival demand. So this type of demand, these are the three types of demand that I have just explained. Then see the different types of goods. See, this topic is very easy and very easy to understand. And this is very important for even for your examination point of view. In the question number 5, maybe one question will be asked to you that they will give you some situation like if you are a manager of the company. Okay, you are a manager of the company. Then how you will plan for or how you will schedule your production activity. मग या केसमध्ये आता प्रोडक्शन ॲक्टिव्हिटी तुम्ही कशी शेड्यूल कराल असं तुम्हाला त्यांनी विचारलं आहे. मग ती केस तुम्हाला तिथे द्यायची आहे. अँड दॅट टाइम यू हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड फर्स्ट व्हॉट इज इकॉनॉमिक्स. So here you can write the answer in such a way that you have to first explain what is economics. So it is the study of human behavior. As it is the study of human behavior and we are the part of mixed economy, so you have to analyze first the demand for a market demand for the product. Whatever you have to decide to be produced, so you have to analyze first whether that particular product has market demand or not. Okay, so that will definitely not that will be beneficial for you also. Then see, okay, see this another point is types, different types of goods. See, consumer goods and producers goods. Goods used for final consumption are called consumer. For example, food, home, car. So these are the goods which is used for the final consumption for of the consumer. Okay. Then goods used for production of other goods are called producers goods. For example, plants, machinery, factory. So these are the goods which is to be used for the production of other goods. जसं प्लांट्समध्ये, मशिनरीमध्ये, फॅक्टरीमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे प्रोडक्ट्स किंवा गुड्स हे प्रोड्यूस केले जातात, त्यामुळे दॅट इज कॉल्ड प्रोड्युसर गुड्स. Then arbitrary distinction, see producer good and consumer good. So here in the diagram you can easily understand. See the non-durable goods, which is also important for your MCQ's point of view. MCQ point of view. Okay. So non-durable goods. So according to layman, goods perishable after use are called non-durable goods. See, non-durable goods are those goods which may be perishable after use. So that non-durable goods plays an important role in demand analysis. Later, new economics definition in non-durable goods are goods perishable afterward use. For example, bread, milk. Okay, so purchased at regular intervals, only current demand to be met corresponding to current conditions, serviceability not generally required, and classified into perishable and non-perishable goods. See, the perishable goods are lost after a period of time. For example, teaching services, doctor services, medicines. But the non-perishable goods are not lost after a period of time. For example, coal. जसं आता कोळशाचा एक्झाम्पल आहे, तो काय वापरातच असणार आहे. आता यांनी इथे टीचिंग सर्व्हिसेस, डॉक्टर सर्व्हिसेस का बरं सांगितले असतील, मेडिसिन्स, बिकॉज इट हॅज सम एक्सपायरी. So that's why it has a perishable, or it has comes under the perishable goods, which whereas the coal is comes under the non-perishable goods. Then see the durable goods. Again, goods being used for a continued period of time. For example, TV, refrigerator are comes under this point. That is durable goods. It either satisfies new demand or repairs old sale. Requires special facilities to use. For example, car needs petrol pump, refrigerator needs electricity. बरोबर आहे. समजा कार आहे, पेट्रोलच नाही, चालणार आहे का? नाही. रेफ्रिजरेटर आहे, इलेक्ट्रिसिटीच नाही, चालणार आहे का? नाही. So consumed by more than one person, for example TV, radio also comes under this category. Serviceability is required, so the segregation of new demand and service required. Demand analysis is heavily complex. आता demand analysis is heavily complex. Why? That I will explain you when I will explain you the methods of demand forecasting, or when we will see the law of demand. That time I will explain this point, that how demand analysis is heavily complex. Inferior goods and superior goods is the another types of goods. Inferior goods are goods whose demand decreases as income increases. बरोबर आहे. इन्फेरियर गुड्सच्या बाबतीत जसं आपण म्हणतो धान्य वगैरे असतात ना काही काही इन्फेरियर गुड्स, तर इवन ब्रेड ऑल्सो कम्स अंडर द इन्फेरियर गुड्स. So goods whose demand decreases as the income increases. It has negative elasticity of demand. What is elasticity? Then I will clearly explain you when we will start this point, that is elasticity of demand, which is also very important for your examination point. For example, a man who had a recent hike in salary pay less on cheap dress. ज्याची आत्ताच पगार वाढलेला आहे, इन्कम वाढलेला आहे, तर ऑब्वियसली ॲज द इन्कम इन्क्रीजेस, then automatically his lifestyles, his habits, tastes, preferences may be changing. That's why in the first point I had explained you that income of the people affects to the demand. See here, as the income is decreases, automatically his taste, habits, preferences decreases. Like according to their income, and vice versa. So superior goods are goods whose demand increases as income increases. So it has a high positive elasticity of demand. See, for inferior goods, it is a negative elasticity of demand, and superior goods are the positive elasticity of demand. Okay, so positive elasticity and negative elasticity both are depends on income of the people. As income increases, automatically the demand for inferior goods decreases. But as the income increases, then automatically the demand for superior goods will be increases. Then luxurious goods, everyone knows that luxurious goods. See, in the law of demand, the one statement given by Dr. Marshall that other things remain constant, but the price increases, demand decreases, and price decreases, demand increases. But it has some exception. So exception like habits as well as luxurious good. Say for example, luxurious good. समजा लग्न सराई वगैरे काहीतरी असेल त्यावेळेला दागदागिने वगैरे लागतात त्यावेळेला किती समजा गोल्डची सोन्याची किंमत वाढलेली असेल बट you require that luxurious goods because it is a traditions. So you may purchase that luxurious goods whether the price of that goods are increases. So in economics, a luxurious good is a good for which demand increases more than proportionally as income rises. So it has a high elasticity of demand. Their quality, durability, or performance that are remarkably superior to the comparable substitutes. For example, gold ornaments. Luxurious goodsच्या बाबतीत आपण gold ornament that is the best example. So needs good brand power, then with time can assume status of normal goods. Then prestige goods जसं आपण एक अँटिक कलेक्शन काहीतरी वेगळं when people the income of the people increases they want to show they want to show off or we can say that the habits their taste preference their brands maybe changes and they want to show that they have a antique collections of various different prestigious goods. Even I have purchased limited editions of that goods that comes under the prestige goods. So bought by richest section of the people. हे कोणाचं जसं आता आपण बघितलं अंबानींच्या इथे ते त्याच्या मुलीच्या लग्नामध्ये त्यांनी काय ते हिरे असलेला पूर्ण ड्रेस त्याच्या मुलीला शिवून दिला होता. सो दॅट इज अँटिक कलेक्शन्स बट इट इज बॉट बाय रिचेस्ट सेक्शन ऑफ पीपल. सो दॅट इज अ प्रेस्टिजियस point or that is prestige goods for the people. Again, the complementary goods. A goods demand is increased when the price of another good is decreased. So it has negative cross elasticity of demand. For example, pencil and eraser consumption in case of accounting firm. Then the next is very important, that is law of demand. So I think you should understand all the concepts, all the basic concepts of demand. Any questions? Then I will start with the law of demand. कोणाला काही क्वेश्चन असतील, काही डिफिकल्टी? यस, प्रणव ढेरे. प्रणव ढेरे इज देअर. प्रणव ढेरे, कळलं का सगळं? काय कळलं? काय कळलं सांग. थोडं एक्सप्लेन कर. ट्राय टू एक्सप्लेन. सी, लेक्चर शुड बी अ टू वे इंटरॅक्शन्स. प्रणव ढेरे, तू ऑफिसमध्ये वगैरे आहेस का? हां, ठीक आहे. आत्ता कोण असा आहे? भक्ती, दुर्गा, कॅन यू एक्सप्लेन व्हॉट इज डिमांड? येस, डिमांड अँड टाइप्स ऑफ गुड्स. कॅन यू एक्सप्लेन दुर्गा? येस, प्लीज. Very good. Yes, very good. Okay. And also the tell me the determinants which affects, see tell me the determinants or factors which affects to the demand, or which decides the demand. असे कोणते तीन फॅक्टर आहेत जे डिमांड डिसाईड करतात, जे डिमांडला अफेक्ट करतात? दॅट इज प्राइस, इन्कम अँड क्रॉस. येस. ओके. आणि बाकी मग नंतर टाइप्स ऑफ डिमांड अँड टाइप्स ऑफ गुड्स. सो इट इज जस्ट फॉर युअर अंडरस्टँडिंग. ओके. So now we are going to start law of demand, which is very important. See, law of demand states that if price of commodity increases, quantity demanded will falls. And if price of commodity falls, quantity will increases. एकदम सिंपल याच्यात तुम्हाला सांगतो. लॉ ऑफ डिमांड ॲज द स्टेटमेंट गिवन बाय डॉक्टर मार्शल की other things remain constant, other things remain constant, then only it will be happen. काय की as the price decreases demand increases, as the price increases demand decreases. So here other things which indicates the assumptions, these are the assumptions. So first assumption is price of the product remain unchanged. So price of the product remain unchanged. Here it indicates that, see, if the price of particular product, say for example, there is a product, X product is there. So price of the X product, price of the Y product, price of the Z product should be same. Then and then only this will happen. That price decrease, demand increase, price increase, demand decrease. Otherwise, what will happen? Suppose price of X will be increases. So as per the law of demand, demand may be decreases. But at the same time, if the price of product Y is not changed, then automatically the demand for product Y increases as compared to the X, because the price has affected on the product X. So similarly, when we are talking about this statement, price decrease demand increase, price decrease demand increase, that time you should understand first the price of the product remain constant, then only this will be happen. But in practice, it is it possible? No, because the price of the product maybe changes or maybe varies. Even second assumption, income of the people remain constant, लोकांचं इन्कम सुद्धा कॉन्स्टंट असलं पाहिजे. बट इन प्रॅक्टिस इट मे बी हॅपन. नो. सी, समजा आता प्रोडक्ट एक्स आहे ज्याची किंमत आज ₹10 आहे, बरोबर आहे. पण त्याची किंमत उद्या जर ₹11 झाली तर आपल्या लॉ ऑफ डिमांड, ॲज पर द लॉ ऑफ डिमांड, प्राइस इन्क्रीजेस डिमांड डिक्रीजेस. बट एक्झॅक्टली द सेम टाईम इन्कम ऑफ द पीपल, जर एखाद्या व्यक्तीचं उत्पन्न वाढलं असेल तर त्याच्या दृष्टीने 10ची 11 झालेल्या प्राईसला त्याची डिमांड कमी होईल का वाढेल? त्याची डिमांड ही वाढलेलीच असेल. का? कारण त्याचं इन्कम वाढलेलं आहे. सो व्हेन डॉक्टर मार्शल हॅज स्टेटेड दॅट अदर थिंग्स रिमेन कॉन्स्टंट, it means it indicates or it focuses on some assumptions that particular price of the product remain unchanged and income of the people remain unchanged. So then and then only it will be happen that price decreases demand increases, price increases demand decreases, because there is an inverse relationship between price and demand. So the law of demand indicates only direction of changes in quantity demanded in the response to change in price, but elasticity of demand states with how much or to what extent the quantity demanded will change in response to change in the price. See, लॉ ऑफ डिमांडमध्ये आपण जसं म्हणतो की अदर थिंग्स रिमेन कॉन्स्टंट, प्राइस कमी झाली डिमांड वाढली, प्राइस वाढली डिमांड कमी झाली. बट इलॅस्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड इट इंडिकेट्स की अशी किती रुपयांनी प्राइस कमी झाली म्हणून किती क्वांटिटीनी डिमांड वाढली, किंवा किती प्राइसनी किती रुपीजनी तुमची जी प्राइस आहे ती कमी झाली आणि अशी किती क्वांटिटीने डिमांड वाढली आणि अशी किती रुपीजनी प्राईस वाढल्यामुळे किती क्वांटिटीमुळे डिमांड कमी झाली. सो इट इंडिकेट्स or it states how much and to what extent the quantity demanded will change in the response to change in the price of the commodity. So this will be very important to understand the law of demand. Say for example, just take one example, की price of sugar. समजा आज साखरेची किंमत समजा 10 रुपये आहे, तर ऑब्विसली क्वांटिटी ऑफ डिमांड इन्क्रीजेस. 20 झाली की त्याच्यापेक्षा जेवढी नक्कीच ॲज कम्पेअर टू 10 क्वांटिटी ऑफ डिमांडेड ही कमी होणार आहे, कारण प्राईस इन्क्रीजेस डिमांड डिक्रीजेस. ओके, but to what extent it will have effect to the quantity of demanded as the price changes of that sugar. So it will, you can analyze or you can identify this exact quantity of less demand or higher demand according to the price change. You can identify through the elasticity of demand. So again here elasticity of demand has three types: price elasticity, income elasticity, and cross elasticity. Similarly, the demand has a three types: price demand, income demand, and cross demand. Because the three things, मतलब price of the product, income of the people, and cross substitutes goods plays an important role while understanding this entire concept. Okay, what is demand, what is law of demand, what is elasticity of demand. See, in the law of demand, there is an inverse relationship between price and demand. So the assumptions I have just explained you. Take two examples of exceptions. आता एक्सेप्शन्स तुम्हाला सांगतो या लॉ ऑफ डिमांडचे. जसं लॉ ऑफ डिमांड काय सांगते की प्राइस कमी डिमांड जास्त, प्राइस जास्त डिमांड कमी. सो एक्झॅक्टली इट हॅज सम एक्सेप्शन ऑफ हॅबिच्युअल गुड्स. जसं आत्ता मी मगाशी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की हॅबिट्स, समजा आता अल्कोहोलची ज्यांना हॅबिट्स आहेत, काय होणार या केसमध्ये? किती प्राईस वाढली तरी त्याची डिमांड कमी होणार आहे का? नाही, कारण एक्झॅक्टली द लॉ ऑफ डिमांड इथे फेल ठरतो. म्हणून त्यांनी काय सांगितलं की अदर थिंग्स रिमेन कॉन्स्टंट, म्हणजे प्राइस ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट, हॅबिट्स ऑफ द पीपल, इन्कम ऑफ द पीपल, ट्रॅडिशनल वेज ऑफ द पीपल शुड रिमेन अनचेंज. देन अँड देन ओनली दिस विल हॅपन. बट इट हॅज सम एक्सेप्शन्स लाईक हॅबिट्स. हॅबिट्सला तुम्ही काहीच ऑप्शन नाही आहे. सिगारेटची, अल्कोहोलची किती किंमत वाढू द्या, त्याची डिमांड कमी होणार आहे का? नाही. इथे लॉ ऑफ डिमांड फेल्स ठरतो. फेल्स ठरतो इट मीन्स इट हॅज अन एक्सेप्शन. So the example of future expectation of changes in the price. हा पॉइंट नीट लक्षात घ्या. फ्युचर एक्सपेक्टेशन्स ऑफ चेंजेस इन द प्राइस. इट मीन्स वॉट, की समजा एक आज आपण अंदाज बांधतो, म्हणजे फ्युचर एक्सपेक्टेशन्स म्हणजे समजा आज समजा साखर ही 40 रुपये किलो आहे, तर उगाच आपण म्हणायचं की अरे बापरे आता कोरोना आहे, लॉकडाऊन आहे, ह्या गोष्टी आहेत, त्या गोष्टी आहेत, आणि म्हणून फ्युचरमध्ये याच साखरेची किंमत, बरं साखरेचं एक्झाम्पल सोडून द्या, आपण कांद्याची एक्झाम्पल घेऊ. टेक द एक्झाम्पल ऑफ ओनियन, दॅट इज द बेस्ट एक्झाम्पल. समजा आपण एक फ्युचर एक्सपेक्टेशन करून ठेवतो की आज समजा कांदा हा 20 रुपये किलो आहे, तर आपल्याला लक्षात येते की पुढे हा कांदा 50 रुपये 100 रुपये किलो होणार आहे. म्हणून आजच म्हणजे 20 रुपये किलो असताना सुद्धा आपण काय करतो आहे की केवळ पुढे चालून त्याची किंमत वाढेल म्हणून जो 20 रुपयाचा कांदा आजच 50 रुपयाला मिळतो आहे, तो सुद्धा आपण जास्त क्वांटिटीमध्ये परचेस करतो. म्हणजे ज्याची किंमत आज 20 असायला पाहिजे आहे, पण तो 50 रुपये किलोनी विकला जातो आहे, तर आपलं फ्युचर एक्सपेक्टेशन असं सांगते की हा पुढे चालून अजून 100 रुपये किलो होणार आहे. म्हणून आज वाढलेल्या किमतीला सुद्धा तुम्ही तोच कांदा हा जास्त क्वांटिटीमध्ये परचेस करताय. सो इट हॅज अन अनादर एक्सेप्शन टू द लॉ ऑफ डिमांड. So again, the future expectations of changes in the price should be unchanged. This is another assumptions for the law of demand. But it may not be happen. So then this law will be fail, or this is an exception to that law of demand. Again, take one example, luxurious goods. जसं आता मी सांगितलं की जे रिचर एकदम रिच आहेत त्यांच्या दृष्टीने एखाद्या प्रोडक्टची किंवा प्रेस्टिजियस गुड्सची किंमत ही कितीही जास्त असली तरी त्या केसमध्ये त्याची डिमांड ही कमी होणार आहे का? नाही. सो एक्झॅक्टली इट मे अफेक्ट टू दॅट क्वांटिटी ऑफ द डिमांड. अगेन आता आपल्याकडे इथे डायग्राम हे नाही आहे, पण एक गोष्ट कायम लक्षात ठेवा की डिमांड कर शुड बी अ डाऊनवर्ड स्लोप. डिमांड कर शुड बी अ डाऊनवर्ड स्लोप. कारण त्याची इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द प्राइस अँड क्वांटिटी. देअर इज अन इनव्हर्स रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन प्राइस अँड डिमांड. Again, price increases, demand decreases, price decreases, demand increases. But it has some exception. So exception like habits of the people, their taste preferences of the people, then luxurious goods is another example, prestigious goods, inferior goods, and most important is their future expectation of changes in the price of the product. So as the price that product, that price of that product is increases, but it will not affect to the demand of the product. Again, no change in weather condition. Weather condition also comes under the assumption point. So it is assumed that the climate and weather conditions are unchanged in affecting the demand for certain goods like woolen clothes, umbrella, etc. Because this also plays an important role. So the law of demand presumes that except for the price of the product, all other determinants of its demand are unchanged. So apparently, the validity of the law of demand or the inference about inverse relationship between price and demand depends on the existence of these conditions or assumptions. So again, the Giffen goods is very important. So this is the last point. Then we will stop. See, uh, Giffen goods. It indicates in the case of certain inferior goods. When we are talking about the inferior goods, then we can call it as a Giffen goods, named after Sir Robert Giffen. When the price fall, because Robert Giffen has stated or he has stated that the Giffen goods plays an important role while analyzing whether the demand for particular product is having in a positive way or in a negative way. So when the price falls, so quite often less quantity will be purchased than before because of the negative income effect. So the people's increasing preference for a superior commodity with the rise in their real income, probably a few appropriate examples of inferior goods may be listed, such as staple foodstuffs like cheap potatoes, cheap breads, hookah rice, vegetable ghee, etc. So as against superior commodities like good potatoes, cake, basmati rice, and pure ghee. So these are some examples. Even the articles of snob appeal. Sometimes certain commodities are demanded just because they happen to be expensive or prestigious goods. So and have a snob appeal. So they satisfy the aristocratic desire to preserve exclusiveness for unique goods. So these are generally ostentatious articles and purchased by the fewer rich people or using them as status symbol. So it is observed that when prices of such articles like say diamonds rise, so demand also rises. Similarly, Rolls Royce cars are the another outstanding example. So the giffen goods, the goods of prestigious goods, so it may not. So there is no impact of changes of price or changes of quantity of the demand on this product. So I hope you have understand this concept, that is demand, types of goods, law of demand, their assumption, their exception. Okay, any question, any queries? Okay, clearly understand. ओके. आता सिंपल फक्त अगदी 1 मिनिटामध्ये तुम्हाला दोन्ही युनिट्सची एक गोष्ट हे करतो. सी economic analysis for business decision. It means being a manager of the company, you should you should have the clear knowledge about the economic theory and economic concepts. So while understanding the economic theory and economic concept, you should understand first what is economics and what is economy. Once you know that economy is the place where the production, distribution and consumption of goods and services are placed, then you can identify whether we are come into the mixed economy, capitalist economy or social economy. So you lost your network connection.